Hype it up here in the chat. Welcome in. This is Health Skill Podcast. I'm your host, I'm Marcel, and we have a wonderful guest here today, VigorHabitus. And I'm so excited to talk about this topic today. He's from Romania. He's an expert in nutrition. He has a bachelor in psychology. He's a gamer and a personal trainer. And so, Vigor, welcome in. How are you doing today?
I just finished today I'm starting a new program. It's actually Ben Pakulski's MI40 program, which will last 50 days. So this was day one. And I just finished like 3 minutes before I entered live with you. I'm like really sweaty. I just took a shower but I'm really sweating again. So first of all, it's vigor habitus, not vigor,
Vigor.
because it's Latin. Yeah, it's Latin. It means a vigorous habit, okay? Because I didn't want to put it like healthy habit, because some habits might give you strength, but might not be the healthiest one. Like, for example, I eat a Snickers bar during my workouts if I need more energies, and I wouldn't recommend that to a diabetic or someone. Okay, so it's just a vigorous habit. So yeah, that's why I call it like this. I'm Chris, by the way. My name is Chris. It's my second name. My first name is Radu, but usually people cannot pronounce it correctly, and they say Rabu, and everybody assumes I'm an Indian, which I'm not. I don't have any problem, but I'm not Indian. I don't want to mislead people. I don't think like I'm an expert in nutrition. I do have a degree in nutrition. I'm a nutrition technician. This is the correct name for it, because a nutrition is actually a medic who has a specialization in nutrition. Okay, so everybody else that does this course for like 6 or 12 months is a nutrition technician. Okay, so it's a bit different, because like if I prescribe something to a person that has some illness, I need that person to go to the doctor and consult with the doctor. Okay, I'm not telling people what to do. Okay, so that's a big difference.
Okay, sure. I'm really excited to talk with you, Vigor or Chris.
Just call me
Chris. Okay, welcome in, and I'm excited to talk about this topic because for me it's so hard to find correct information about nutrition, about diet in the internet, and even in books. I don't know what kind of books I should maybe buy and read and learn from, because the information even in books can be kind of like, yeah, I don't know if this is right or not right. It's kind of like all wishy-washy to me a little. So that's what we are going to speak about today. But first of all, we'd like to get you to know you a little bit better. Can you tell us a little bit more about your fitness and nutrition journey?
Sure. Well, basically, I was like a skinny kid. I had the Reikis when I was a kid, so I was like big belly but very very skinny, like Ethiopian kids. Overall, I can until 12th grade I was very skinny. Then when I went to college, I bunked with a friend of mine who was like even skinnier than I was, but he was like really obsessed in getting some weight. Okay, and somehow he gave me that mindset as well. And during the second year of college, I didn't go home that summer, so I spent it in the city where I had university. Was studying journalism back then. So I jumped from like 70 kilos to like 94 in 3 months. So yeah, that was crazy.
Whoa.
Because when I got home, my mom said, "Oh, you got fat," and that's the last thing you expect your parents to tell you. I mean, that they're the last persons to tell you that. Okay, so I didn't know how fat I was, so I just hopped on the scale and I started to cry because I didn't realize like how fat I was. So yeah, over the next few years, I had like very miserable life because I was very self-aware about what happened to me. I tried some diets, like there's a diet with only eating cabbage soup and stuff like that. It doesn't work. So I tried like a lot. Until like 2008, when I found this like very extreme diet. It's called the Copenhagen diet, or the Royal Danish Hospital diet. And there's a lot of controversy around this diet in particular. But for me, it worked because like I dropped 12 kilograms in 13 days. And I continued my journey. And from the summer of 2008 until like November, I jumped from like 93 kilos to like 68. So I got
Wait,
very.
how many kilos in how many days did you just said?
I lost 1 kilo per day
What?
during 13 days period.
What?
Okay, with the Copenhagen diet. Yes,
Oh,
I didn't like. I am very devoted to a diet. When I start one, like I don't get derailed at all. Okay, so I don't know. I just trusted this. I saw people like using this diet, having like losing 6, 7 kilos in 2 weeks. But when I read the medical journal, the doctor that made it said that this was supposed to make you lose like even 20 kilos if you're like morbidly obese, okay? Because it's a diet conceived
mhm,
by a doctor to help people lose some of the visceral fat before a surgery, okay? So basically, if you have a lot of subcutaneous fat, you might not lose that much. But if you have like visceral fat on your organs in the inside, okay, you lose a lot, okay? And apparently I had that kind of problem, okay? Because like up to 2008, I had like a really bad diet. I was like, first of all, I was a chain smoker. I would smoke like 2, 3 packs a day. I would drink like heavy drinking almost every night, and I don't think I had drank any water for like a year during my World of Warcraft career, so to say. I only was drinking like 4 to 5 liters of Coca-Cola a day. Okay, so in 2008, I went to a checkup, and the doctor said, okay, I want to do like some analysis for the blood, and he just like felt my liver a bit, right? And he said, okay, your liver is 2.5 times bigger than a normal liver. If you want to catch 30, I was 24 at then. So he said, if you want to live at least until 30, you need to drop all that soda, all this lifestyle, and start losing some weight because you're gonna kill yourself. So yeah, that's how it all began. But I was very self-aware. So I lost the weight, I lost the muscle as well. I didn't have much to begin with, but like I was so weak at 68 kilos, and I went to a gym. I saw some girls, they were doing some like behind the neck tricep exercise with like, I don't know, 5 kilo dumbbells, which is like pretty light. And I couldn't do it. Like with 5 kilo, I couldn't do it. So I just got out of the gym and I went home and I forgot about it for a while. Then I decided to just start my fitness journey at home, and that's what I did. Okay, I bought one of those like multifunctional machines, like with 45 kilo total weights on it. But that's where it started. Okay, so and because I was very cocky about my journey with fat loss, I would make like excessive dieting, then followed by binge eating. Okay, so I would reach like 70 kilo, then I would just get back to 80, 84 because I didn't care. I knew I could just lose it fast. And that happened for like 3, 4 years until my body didn't respond to it. Then I found out that the more you're dieting and the more you're like mocking your body with bad nutrients, so to say, you're going to get insulin resistance. And that's what I got. Okay. So basically, my insulin response wasn't as good as when I was in my 20s. Okay. So, yeah, I got on a different type of journey. So I studied a lot. I began, like, I read every medical journal that I could find, starting from the like 1800s up into like, I don't know, 1960, because after that, we'll talk about it
sure.
a bit later today. I'll explain why I don't read like new medical journals. So yeah, that's how we started. Then like I moved to another area in Romania. I started a new job. I work in sales. So I had on and off, so to say, with my fitness and my dieting. But like a few years ago, I just got really into it, and I helped someone. And I think my godmother, she said, like, why don't you become a nutritionist? And I said, well, because I didn't go to med school. What are you talking about? And she's a medic. And she said, you don't need to go to med school. You can like become nutrition technician with just 6 months intense studying. So that's what I did. In like 6 months, I had my diploma. Then, yeah, I started applying what I learned, and I realized that it was going very well for me with my own fitness schedule. Like I was using the bands, I was using some exercises that I conceived for myself, but I couldn't share with anyone because in order to be allowed to conceive an exercise, you need to be more than a fitness instructor. You need to actually be a personal trainer. So the difference between a fitness instructor and a personal trainer is that the personal trainer can actually build an exercise for you, can
Mhm.
study your moves and build it for you, especially. Okay, so right now I can, like, I have my own, and I can like share with people, and with people, when people ask, Are you allowed to do this? Do you think this works? Then I can confirm it does.
Yeah.
So that's how it is.
Well, great. Thank you for explaining. I like to go into there something already. I like to go a little bit back to, okay, you were having this really extreme diets and so on,
Mhm.
and now I like to ask you, with your current knowledge, what would you say to yourself back then? What would you advise yourself as you had as you were having more weight than you wanted? How would you tell yourself how to proceed, or what kind of diets to take? How would you talk to yourself?
Oh, wow, that's a really good question. Well, on one side, I would like advise myself not to like ruin my body with just like getting off the track for so long. I mean, it's okay to have like a cheat meal or a cheat day or a cheat day, or just like get off the diet for a while, but don't just go extreme ways of doing it. Like, don't like screw it all up. But on the other side, I don't think I would be here if I wasn't on this journey. Okay, so we learn by mistakes. That's what I think. And honestly, I wish I had like a better life. I don't have like a very close relationship with my family. I'm bipolar and I'm like depressed very often. Like the biggest period I spent in house was like almost 3 years, from 2010 until like 2013. I just locked myself in the house. Okay, that was like severe depression. Okay, but I wouldn't change that. Like everything that I went through is just for me as the person that I am today. I'm still like not perfect. I'm like far from being perfect. Like I have a lot of flaws, but it's the kind of flaws that I started to enjoy and I live up with them. Okay,
Yeah.
so I don't think I would like the only thing maybe I would advise myself is just like don't give up. Okay, because like sometimes I feel like giving up, and that's because of my anxiety and my bipolar disorder. But once I realize it's just like a chemical imbalance, then I just like get on the track. Like last week, after I talked to you, I was going into depression, and I was just like about to just close my my Twitch channel and just to avoid you until this is over, because I didn't want to be on here. I was afraid to be here. So yeah, that's something that bipolar people struggle with. So
Yeah.
yeah, I'm very open about it.
Yeah. Sorry, I didn't understand the last
I,
one.
I said I'm just very open about it. Okay,
Okay.
I
Yeah.
don't find it like stigma because I
Yeah.
know how to live with it. I don't take any medication. I just understand that it's a chemical imbalance, and even like if I take a bit of chocolate, it will be okay because it gives me serotonin, which
Yeah.
I really lack.
Yeah. So I'm so happy to have you here, Vigor, again, and I hope it feels great right now in this moment for you.
Oh yeah, yeah.
And we're going now a little bit further. Let's discuss what is a healthy diet from your view.
Okay, first of all, when we talk about diets, we presume that it's a program made by a specialist and not by Arnold Schwarzenegger, for example, who is telling people they should eat raw eggs. And I'll explain why it's not healthy. But like when someone conceives a diet, they have some scientific backup for it. Okay, so basically, there's no such thing as a bad diet. Some diets are made for specific kinds of people. Okay, for example, if you have gout, if anybody knows what gout is, it's when you have like high uric acid in your body, it
Mm.
will become like crystals. Okay, like glass shards, and they will remain in your joints. Okay, forever. Okay, so it's very painful and you cannot do anything about it. Okay, it's there for life. Okay, so that comes from the excess of protein. Okay, so if you eat a lot of protein and you're not careful and you don't detoxify your body, so to say, you might end up with gout. Okay, so with a person with gout, you cannot give them even normal amounts of protein. Okay, you have to go really low in protein, otherwise you're going to kill them. Okay, so even the most healthiest diet for a normal person might kill someone with gout. Okay, so it's very hard to say which diets are good or which are bad. It's very personal for everybody. Even like two-person with the same body type, with the same clinical affections, they might not respond the same. Okay, one might have a good insulin response, one might not. One might have some problem with the T3 and T4 hormones from the thyroid gland, the other might not. Okay, so it's just specific to everybody. That's why like you see a diet, then you see like a lot of reviews. I tried this, it didn't work. I tried this, it made me dizzy. I tried this and like that. Then there's someone saying, okay, I lost 20 kilos with that. Okay, so you never know. Okay, it's just trial and error. Okay, that's how it goes with nutrition, and that's why a lot of nutrition is just like ask you for the money, and they give you the charts. Okay, follow this, and I'll see you in like 1 month with the results. It doesn't work like that. You should like this is how I do with my clients. Like I ask them to like, okay, go for a few days. Let's try this. Let's see your insulin response. If it's not working, we'll try something else. Okay, until we find the perfect route. Okay, and usually you should not charge the people for that. Okay, it's because they're like giving you their trust, and you need to understand that the results will not come in the beginning. Okay, and if they're paying and they're not seeing results, they're just gonna quit. Okay, so it's silly to go like that.
Interesting. Good.
So like if anyone expected me to give you like the perfect diet, and this is not gonna happen. I'm sorry to disappoint you, but
No,
there's no such thing.
I'll expect it was kind of such an answer. But I didn't expect like you go into the trial and error kind of response there. But this is really interesting for me. So
Okay, like if you want me to explain more about the trial and error, you might have, like for example, look at the people with myostatin. Okay, the myostatin level in your body, if you know what that is. I mean, you are a ectomorph, right? Your body type.
yeah, I think yeah.
Okay. So you have a high level of myostatin in your body. If you can suppress that myostatin level, you can actually pack muscle. Okay, so it's not that hard. Okay, so there's like specific ways of doing that. So you might respond to, I don't know, like a big amount of vitamin E. You might respond some an extra load of creatine, or that's why I say trial and error. Okay, so you just need to try them one at a time, because if you try all at once, obviously it will work, but you will not know which component did the job. Okay, so that's why it's trial and error.
Yeah, I see. Let's go little bit further. You just said endomorph. I think it's it's ectomorph. I'm not really sure. I'm not really good with these body types.
Okay.
Can
The
you?
ectomorph is the tall one and skinny one. The
Yeah.
endomorph is like the more robust person with like a square, so to say. Then the mesomorph is the Greek god body type. Okay, like slim waist, big lats, big shoulders, and so on.
Okay.
So that's the type.
And why do these different body types exist? Where does this come from? Do you know that?
But I don't know for sure. It's genetics, but like I don't know how it starts, how the program is in the DNA. I just know that you're born with it, and you can like beat some of it by exercising, but you will always have pretty much the same frame. Okay, so it's impossible to just like change the genetics about that. But
Sure.
it's in the DNA code. I don't know how it's decided.
Yeah.
I don't know enough genetics for that.
Okay, thank you for that. Are these body types connected to Ayurveda, kind of like? Do you know the Vata Pata? I'm not sure.
I don't know if they are. Like Ayurveda is very vast. As a matter of fact, I don't. I think I told you. Like when I got my degree in nutrition, I had one colleague. She's like very into Ayurveda, but she adapted it to like the herbs that grow in Romania. She got like 77 herbs from Romania and adapted Ayurveda perfectly for that. And as a matter of fact, the Indian government asked her like 2 years ago to come to India to a very big Ayurveda school to teach there, okay, because she's like very good with it. So I don't know, like in the future, I might bring her here. Like she's not like an internet personality. She's not that kind of type, but yeah, I might bring someone if you're very interested in Ayurveda.
Yeah.
So I don't know if they're related, but pretty much I think Ayurveda, like there's Ayurveda medicine and Ayurveda science in general, because there's like plenty of books. Okay, it's not just about the herbs; it's an entire culture. So I think there might be some connection with the Ayurveda as well, but I'm not sure.
Good. Let's say like you have these three body types. What are some struggles for these people that have these body types? Can you explain a little bit more about there?
Yeah, well, the ectomorph, obviously, we cannot pack body mass, okay, because, but most of the people don't know why, okay? So everybody who struggles with it is just like you read everywhere and you go to the doctor and they said, okay, you're an ectomorph, there's nothing you can do. Well, that's not true. It's just the amount of myostatin in your body. As a matter of fact, there are people who have a myostatin deficiency and they pack double the amount of muscle than a normal person with no body fat. And those are the ones that Ronnie Coleman called the gifted athletes, okay? Athletes, okay? He was saying, like in one podcast, in Joe Rogan's podcast, that even if you're like very good at bodybuilding, you need to be gifted, okay? And he probably didn't know what it meant. But yeah, there are people who don't have myostatin in their body or very small amounts. Myostatin being the one that like blocks you from building too much muscle. Okay, so they actually have a deficiency because it's not healthy to have more muscle than you can carry. Okay, that's not you. It will kill you in the end. Okay, if you go too far with it, because like your even your heart muscle can grow. Okay, your heart can grow, but the valve inside the heart, which is a cartilage, it will not grow. Okay, so once you once it shrinks again, it will create some sort of like blood flow deficiency.
Yeah.
And usually people who go all the way with bodybuilding, especially the gifted ones, don't get to live like to, I don't know, 80. Okay, they may be getting to 60, but 80 I've never heard.
Yeah. Okay. Um, it's interesting. So let's go a little bit further to you already spoke about diets and that it's trial and error. I still want to ask you that question, like, do people with different with these kind of three different body types have recommended diets, or would you?
Well, yeah. Well, obviously, ectomorphs need like shorter programs. Okay, you need to like focus on a short amount of time because otherwise you're just gonna consume more uh, calories. Okay, so this is the exact problem. Okay, so a mesomorph will just have like pretty much a normal schedule. Doesn't really matter what mesomorphs do. They will pack muscles, okay, or lose weight if they work out. And then the endomorphs will have to go like to the Spartan type of training to lose the body fat and keep some muscle, meaning that they have to go with supersets, like one set from an exercise, then continue with another one, or like a circuit, like 5, 6 exercises. So usually this is how it goes for them. So as long as you go for the diet, it's not necessarily like what you eat, it's how you eat and how often you eat. And like for an ectomorph like yourself, you should eat, like if you want to pack some muscle, you should eat like every 2 or 3 hours. Okay, basically you need to keep your insulin level elevated. Okay, like even if you don't eat sugar, you will still release insulin in the blood. Okay, because insulin has the role of picking up the sugar molecules from the blood and bringing it to the liver. Okay, so your body doesn't know that you eat with no sugar, so it will release the insulin. You'll have the insulin spike. Okay, so insulin will be in the blood. It will transmit the signal. Okay, there's no sugar in it. Okay, get back to the liver. Okay, so that's it. That's how it goes. Okay, but you will have that insulin spike. It will keep your metabolic rate elevated. Okay, so it's important to eat like I don't know, 5, 6 times a day, even if you eat like small portions. Okay, but like with ectomorphs, you can eat pretty much anything and in whatever amount because you're like burning anyway. But if you supplement the diet correctly with like creatine and you get like multivitamin, especially like vitamin E, you can overcome this myostatin and you can like build some muscle. Like
Okay,
Tarzan, what's his name? Alexander Skarsgård. He's an ectomorph and he packed quite a bit of muscle.
good.
Now for yeah, go
Yep.
ahead.
I wanted to ask you, like, what's even the goal? Like, you're speaking always like about building muscles. Is that the healthy way? Should we like go there and build some muscles, or is like the healthy way like, okay, you feel good in your body, or what is even health?
It's easier if you have some muscle mass. I'm not when I say build muscle, I don't mean like being like a house brick. Okay, like, but having active fibers, like basically I don't have a lot of muscle. Okay, I just have a lot of active fibers. I do a lot of variation with my exercises, and I don't really grow. I will with this new program that I started just to prove that it's correct. But then I might drop it again with some fasting. Okay, I don't need big muscles for what I want to do. Like I'm trying to do these calisthenic things, and I'm not good at it yet. So yeah, it's if you have some muscle mass and it's active, then you won't stress about eating. Okay, like I can right now I can go and eat a pizza and a portion of pasta without like feeling like I need to kill myself afterwards. Okay, so yeah, a lot of problem with weight issues, a lot of person with weight issues have this stigma. Okay, so I want to eat something like, even worse, if you have kids and let's say you have a daughter and like I have I don't have kids, but I have this niece. My niece is 2.5 years old and she's sharing everything with me. I mean, we have this beautiful relation, and she comes and she feeds me. She gives me like a lot of carbs. She gives me cookies, and I cannot say no to her because I want her to learn that it's okay to share. She's a single child right now. Okay, so for me it's more important to be a good example for the child than to eat right. Okay, so having the right amount of muscle, it's okay. I can do that and still be happy and still have like a healthy diet. Okay, so there are more things, more important things in life than just like eating right. Much more.
Yeah. That's really interesting. That's really a good response. Thank you for that. What kind of opinion do you have about fasting, like maybe intermittent fasting, if you know that?
Oh yeah, I know. Actually, I have it on another channel. I don't know if I should bring it to my main YouTube channel. I
Sure.
fasted I did like a 9 days water fast. I was planning on doing 14, but then I had a throat infection, so I had to take something that contained some alcohol, some sort of drops, and they had sugar, so it stopped my fasting. Okay, but 9 days I did, and I was like 74 kilos when I started, and I ended up at 65 in 9 days. You know what? I think I will upload those videos on the channel because I'm like giving the journal for day by day. So yeah, I'm very familiar with the fasting, and you can do like prolonged fasting, like water fasting. You can also do prolonged fasting with no water at all, which is also a big thing. Okay, like many people think that is dangerous, and it can be dangerous if you're not trained for it. But just so you know, when you're not drinking water and you're not touching water at all, because your body will actually absorb through the skin, if you don't have any contact with water, your body will start producing it. Okay, and the most amount of water in your body, it's in your fat cell. Like 30% in the fat cell is just water. Okay, that's where it's deposited. Okay, so basically, when you lose some of the fat, you'll also lose like 30% additional weight in water, okay, from that cell. Okay, so basically, even if you like don't eat and you lose like 1 kilogram of fat during a week, uh, on the scale it might look bigger, okay, because you also lose some water. And this is actually metabolic water, so you can actually produce 1 liter of metabolic water a day by
Hmm.
burning 1.1 kilograms of fat. Okay, so if your body is trained for that, you can actually do that if that's a goal. But
Hmm.
otherwise than that, your body will eat old cells. Okay, so like this might take like another 3 or 4 minutes. So is that okay if I continue with the fasting?
Sure, sure. That's
Okay,
fine.
okay. So basically, I started with the fasting because I had some friends that struggle with cancer. Then I got into this, and I realized I found out that a cancerous cell is just a normal body cell that refuses to die. Okay, our bodies are like the ultimate fascist system. Okay, your body will kill all cells. Okay, we protect our old people, right? In our
Hmm.
society, your body will kill them. Okay, and eat them. Will make energy from them. Okay, so that's how the body works. Okay, so renewing the cell, that's what's happening with fasting. Okay, so let's say a cancerous cell is a normal cell that refuses to die, and it will divide itself and continue to grow to extreme length. They also have like a mantle made of sugar around them. Okay, so they have like a protection shield of sugar, and it's not that your body cannot kill them. It's that your body, your T cells in your body doesn't see them because of that mantle of sugar. Okay, so if you go on a fast or even on a ketogenic diet with like zero sugar, your body, first of all, your brain needs like 5% uh, he needs the sugar, okay? He
Yep.
needs glucose,
Yep.
5%. But just 5%. For the rest, he can use ketone bodies like beta hydroxybutyrate. But for that 5%, your body will do anything, your brain will do anything needed to get that. Okay, so if you stop eating sugar and you drop all your glycogen in the body, in the muscle, it will start looking in the body for additional sugar. And at one point, it will find those cancer cells. Say, okay, so you have like some sugar on you. Give it here. Okay, it will take that sugar, and then your T cell will say, okay, this is not a normal cell. Kill it. And that's how you kill these cells. Okay. In the end, cancer is an autoimmune disease. Okay, your body just refuses to kill it, but with the right like fasting and dieting, you can beat it. I have friends who beat cancer, and I know it works. Like I'm not saying it works for everybody,
Yep.
obviously,
Yeah.
but like I've struggled to talk with people like oncologists. You go to a doctor and they say, okay, you need to give up the meat. Okay, that's fair enough. Then you'll say, okay, you need to eat a lot of fibers and fruits and vegetables. Why would you give fruits to someone that has cancer? Because you will feed the cancer cell if you give them fruits. Like fructose is the best way to replenish. Okay,
Yeah.
so if you give someone with cancer, you give fruits like with high content of fructose, it will feed the cancer cell. And what's the first thing that happens when you get cancer? You start losing weight, right? Your body already knows. Your body's trying to fight it, okay? So people get scared and they say, okay, I'm losing weight. You need to eat more and more and more. Eat more sugar to combat that weight loss. No, that's not how it goes. Your body actually knows and it tries to kill the cancer cells. That's why you lose the weight so fast. That's what happens in your body actually with cancer.
Wow. Okay. Thank you for that answer. Let's go a little bit deeper. Where can you find information about diet and nutrition, or where can one find information about diet and nutrition that one can trust?
Well, first of all, it's a big division, just like in politics, especially like in United States, and actually not just in United States, everywhere now with right and left. It's the same thing with nutrition. So it's like carbs and fats on different sides. No one has the courage to pick up on protein. Okay,
Okay.
Okay. First of all, from these three, okay, fats, sugars, and protein. The protein is the only one that will definitely kill you if you go too far. Okay, so
Yeah.
if you eat a lot of carbs, you will get fat. If you eat a lot of fat, you also will get fat. Okay, it will develop coronary disease. But if you eat like too much protein, it will become ketoacidosis. Your blood will become poisonous and you'll die. Okay, so basically you just need to have like a balanced diet. Okay, so there's these two sides, fats and sugars. In the 60s, Barilla, which is the pasta maker from Italy, started to give money to scientists, okay, to do research and to prove that the fats are the culprit, okay. So it has been happening for the last 60 years now, okay. So I'm not saying that fat is good and carbs are not, okay. Each macronutrient has its own role, okay. Like you basically, actually you can live without sugar at all, okay. You can have a zero sugar diet and live with it, okay. It might be hard, but it's doable. Without fat, you cannot live, okay. You need like at least 1 gram of fat per kilogram of body weight to like lubricate your joints, okay. You need it for like the conjunctive tissues, for everything. Your brain has a lot of fat in it, okay. So if you go too long on zero fat, you might even go blind, okay. Your cornea will be affected, okay. Jeff Cavalier did this when he was 20 and he explained it on his channel, and he said like he was very sensitive to light because he was eating no fat, okay. So yeah, basically there's like two parts that struggle to prove that the other one is wrong, okay. So there's a lot of misinformation out there, okay. And lately, like everybody has an opinion, and like let's say I have a diploma in nutrition, okay. I can tell someone what I think is good and what I think is not good. And that person might say, okay, you know what, this doesn't resonate with me. This guy is bullshitting me. So, and he's going to go to his, I don't know, Twitter or channel, and he will just throw shit at me like that, okay? And if he's better than me at connecting with people, he will end up being right and I will be I will end up being wrong, just like that, because you cannot control information nowadays.
Yeah, yeah. So let's get a little bit more into questions from the chat right now. Matthew just came in, and Matthew already wrote to me a question up front. So Matthew is First Class Fitness. Maybe you know him, Chris.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
And Matthew asked, what would you say are the most important nutrients, supplements everyone should be taking?
Okay. First of all, like Matthew is like very into fitness. By the way, Matthew, thank you for recommending me to Marcel. That's why I'm here. I'll be always in your debt. Yeah, I really respect what Matthew does with on his channel. So yeah, like if you want to do like what Matthew does, and like you're in the beginning phase, first of all, you should have like a lot of amino acids. Okay, basically amino acids you're getting them from protein. Okay, so either you eat a lot of protein and need to like find a way to detox your body and to remove that ammonia from your body, the residue, or just take supplement of amino acids, okay? Not just BCAA, which is branch chain, just the essential amino acids as well, okay? Because like if you don't have enough amino acids in your body will break down the protein from your muscle, okay? Just to get some more energy amino acids, okay? So I would say just essential amino acids are the way to go. Vitamins, like all the vitamins, you need all the vitamins, okay, if you want your body to function correctly. Like vitamin C, for example, stabilizes all the other vitamins, and its potency is increased by chromium, which is a micro mineral. Okay, so basically, if you have like vitamins, if you take like one pill in the morning, multivitamins, multi minerals, you should be set to go. Okay, you don't need a lot. Okay, but you just need the minimum. And I'm saying this because lately the food is not the same as it used to be 60 years ago. Okay, there's this guy, Hiromi Shinya. Okay, I don't know if you guys heard of him. He's like a prolific surgeon from Japan. He developed the modern oncology, and what the way we do right now with colon cancer. It's his own invention. Okay, he did that. Okay, and he came up with this idea that we need to eat a certain way, and we have a specific ratio that we have canines because we need to eat some meat, and we have like most of our teeth are blunt because we need to eat a lot of vegetables. So yeah, if you like read into what Hiromi Shina is saying, you'll find more about nutrition. But even he's getting flamed right now because that's 2020. If it doesn't resonate with you, you'll just crap over him, and
Yep. Yep.
yeah, and that's what's happening. Okay,
Good.
so about the nutrition. Okay, like I think I lost my train of thought.
Don't worry. Don't worry.
So yeah, I regularly like I have like a lot of on my mind, and I try to say it all at once. So you'll have to get
I
me in check.
I know that struggle. I know the struggle. My brain works the same. Let's continue another thought string right now. So Kittens Kilos Kung Fu asks, how did you get into martial arts training?
I just like for me, I've never been into like I look at other people. Basically, the normal thing to do is to visualize yourself in a few years and to aspire to be that. Okay, imagine how you would look with like I don't know bigger muscles. Okay, but it's impossible not to aspire to be like someone else. But I've never been like I've seen people like I want to be like Jay Cutler. I want to be like Ronnie Coleman. I don't want to be that. I don't want to be like a bodybuilder who cannot wipe his own ass. Okay, I see
Yeah.
these big lads. Okay, like the best role models for me was always Scott Adkins, which is Yuri Boyka. Like I mean, fans will know his real name, Scott Adkins, but other ones will just know him as the Russian Yuri Boyka. Mark Dacascos and Tony Jaa. Like I really love Tony Jaa from Ong Bak. And I don't know, it's just like fantastic what he's doing. Like Tony Jaa is training like 8 hours a day just to become a movie star. Okay, he never wanted to compete. He just wanted to be like this kick-ass movie star with Muay Thai and Muay Boran. Okay, and that's how I got it.
Okay.
And it happened this summer actually. In June, I didn't have the money, and my grandmother gave me some some money when I visited her because that's what grandmothers do, and I got it back and I got into it. So I've been doing it for like 2 months now.
Okay. So unfortunately, we don't have any more questions, right? Any more time for questions from the chat. And I wanted to really ask you one more thing, like for like book suggestions. If you can kind of like if you have some books, could you kind of like or a list of books, could you kind of like send me them so I could like put them
Yeah.
into the
First of
description
all,
or
I will
something?
write in the Twitch. I'll write the author that I said earlier. It's very good. Give me
Yeah,
a second.
that would be awesome. And next to that, if you have any more kind of like book recommendations that you really think like, oh yeah, one can read this when he's interested in nutrition, and you know that the information is right from there. Good. Thank you.
Okay, so Hiromi Shinya is like he has a lot of books.
Okay.
Like he is like I don't know if he's still a surgeon. I know he was like the director of like a huge hospital in the United States. He's like very respected.
Yeah.
But yeah, he's like covering a lot of the aspects with the nutrition. Okay.
Yeah.
So yeah, like I don't really read a lot of like modern books about nutrition because I don't trust the ones who fund them. Okay, so I usually like most of the stuff that I read either is something that predates 1960 or has the theory based in before 1960.
Yeah.
Okay, so yeah, even like if it's a new study, I will read it. Okay, but I need to see to backtrack to see when it started. Okay, because
Exactly.
it's just like a new thing. It doesn't really resonate with me. I might be wrong. I'm not saying like that's the right way to do it, but
Yeah.
usually I read medical journals and clinical studies. Okay, so usually it's like you need to know a bit of organic chemistry, and yeah, that's pretty much it.
Okay.
Organic chemistry. Yeah,
Okay.
so.
So, thank you so much, Vigor, and or Chris, for this
By the way,
podcast, this little podcast today. I wanted to ask you quickly, how can people find you? And yeah, where can people find you into the internet?
Okay, let's see if I can like put my finger on the screen. Okay, there. Okay, where is it? Okay.
It's up there, yeah. VigorHabitus, you see it there?
Okay.
It's yeah, VigorHabitus. And you can find him on all the
Yeah.
different platforms, on Twitch,
Yeah,
on
I managed to
Instagram,
get the
YouTube,
same name, all of
and
that. Okay.
Twitter.
Yeah. Just so you know, I am active on Twitter, on Twitch. Not so much on the other channels because since I got the affiliate level, I cannot live stream on the other ones. And I'm not like I know I should post a lot of pictures on my Instagram to keep it active. I don't know what to post there. Okay, it's just like I'm the same person every day. Okay, so I might like have like I don't know what to do. I don't know how to do it. So probably I'll like if I start making money with this, I might like hire someone to help me with this because I just don't know how
Yeah, don't
to
worry
make it
about it too
interesting.
much. So thank you so much for being here. And if you guys want a personal training with Vigor, please reach out to him. Why not? If you have any
Also, if you want to play Fall Guys or Among Us or some other game, also you can contact me because like I've been looking for ages for people to play with.
if you have any further questions, please check in with Vigor. And in 2 weeks of time, we have the next podcast coming up with a good friend of mine who's a social worker who knows a lot about masculinity. And he's called Miro Metz, or his name is Miro Metz, and I'm excited about that. Follows on Twitch, www.moment.yoga/Twitch. And this was Health Skill Podcast. We are leveling up your health skill. Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you very much for being here.